glad to have you join the first ever Dose of Bliss, Operation Bliss event. We're so glad that you're here. Give it up one more time for the Gibbses. We're so thankful for your partnership, and your presence here tonight is going to continue that impact. So we're so thankful that you are here, and I hope you're having a great time. We know you're going to have a great time as we continue the night. I have the privilege of introducing you to our speaker tonight, Jessica Craycraft. Before I do, because I'm Jessica's brother-in-law, I thought I would share a fun story about Jessica. So 12 years ago this Thanksgiving, I was dating Jessica's sister, Erin, and I got invited to my first ever Thanksgiving family outing. We went down to a ranch in a little outside of Waco, and as we sat around the dinner table that night, we began discussing who's going to stay with who's going to room with who at this ranch. And that weekend it was Erin and Jessica, their parents, their brother Jordan, Erin's daughter, and then their grandmother Mamu. And Jessica, being in the hotel industry, decided she would speak up. And you know, Jessica likes to speak up. She had some ideas about who could stay with who that night. And so she said, I've got a great idea. Erin and Isabel can stay in a room. Mamu and Mom can stay in a room. Michael, her boyfriend, and her brother Jordan can stay in a room. And last but not least, Richard and Dad can stay in a room. Woo! Now listen, I was new to the family. I was not comfortable enough to object to the ridiculous notion of actually sleeping with her dad. That's awkward to even say out loud. And so I didn't feel like I could say anything, so I began nudging my girlfriend Erin, going, say something. And thankfully she did. She said, why in the world do we have Richard stay with Dad when Dad and Jordan are blood? They can stay together, Richard and Michael can stay together. And so that was my introduction to one of Jessica's great ideas. And I consider that idea the worst idea she's ever had. But this is one of the best ideas she's ever had. Give it up.
That was a nice connection.
To spread joy, to spread compassion, to love and care deeply for people. And so it's an honor to call her my sister. She is truly a delight, and I'm so thankful for her and what she's envisioned for Operation Bliss. She is truly changing the world. And so, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my sister-in-law, your friend, and the founder of Operation Bliss, Jessica Craycraft.
You know, I think Mom and Dad are getting a hotel room across the street, so if you don't want to drive back, I bet Mom would sleep on the rollout sofa for you to cuddle with Dad. Guys, thank you for being here. I mean, welcome to the first ever Dose of Bliss. I am overjoyed. I am so excited. For those of you who don't know much about us and you're here to learn more, maybe a friend forced you to come along, thank you for showing up. I'm glad you're here. For those of you who have been supporting us since the very beginning, whether you have been a volunteer, whether you have been somebody who's been a financial support, maybe one of our cheerleaders on social media, maybe you were somebody who got a text message from me at 2 a.m. with another idea and said not to open it, but if you're awake, you can totally open this and tell me your thoughts. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. We don't exist without your support. I don't exist. This organization doesn't exist without you. So thank you. Huge shout out to Hornitas Tequila and Ashley and her team for being our tequila sponsor tonight. Thank you. Ashley's here and we're grateful that she is supporting. I also would love for my board members, I see one and I'm not sure if others are here, but if you could pop up quickly to come and show your faces so people can come up here. Yeah. Two of you, Audra may be downstairs. These ladies have worked so hard on this event and also just worked so hard with our forward thinking for our organization. So I have Abby Morgan here and Megan Milkovich. They worked so hard. Audra Cozart is somewhere, possibly downstairs. I didn't tell her that I was going to bring her up, but thank you ladies so much. You guys are my rock in this organization, so I'm very, very grateful. Please know their faces, ask them about Operation Bliss as the night goes on. Thank you. Lastly, I also do not see our guest of honor, but we have a family here tonight, the Austin family. James and Kimberly Austin, they are here. If you get a chance to say hello to them, please say hi. They are a family that we were able to host last October, November timeframe, and we're so happy that they made the trip to join us tonight. I'm going to take just a few minutes to tell you about the heart behind Operation Bliss and some of the family experiences, and then I promise we'll get back to having fun, and I hope that you're all staying past 10 p.m. because that's my expectation. I love hotels. I've worked in them for just over 17 years, and they've always fascinated me. The formation of Operation Bliss really came from a desire of mine to leverage my hotel knowledge and use it for more than my career, but as a means to serve families and their kiddos undergoing medical treatment. That and a personal experience that we had when our firstborn, Kennedy Bliss, was 6 weeks old. She was hospitalized because she was sick, and we had to stay at Children's for a few nights for her to get some tests done. We were very fortunate where we were able to leave, and just after a couple of days, we had a little girl that was healthy, and we had enough answers to move on. My experience there, I witnessed the extreme care and concern that moms and dads go through when their kiddo is undergoing medical treatment. I saw the fear and the exhaustion that takes place, and how their world was turned upside down. And I left there wondering if there was a way that I could lighten their burden. After several years, I found that there's a really huge need for families that are traveling into DFW because their kiddo is undergoing medical treatment, and they're really just needing a 1 or 2 night stay. In April 2019, Operation Bliss was born. Many of you know Operation Bliss as a cool nonprofit that provides a hotel stay. We provide fun gifts to families. But we're more than that, because for families like the Perez family, whose daughter Rudy was born with scoliosis, as she grew older, mom and dad knew that she needed to have a surgery to correct her condition. 1 surgery turned into 2 surgeries, turned into 3 surgeries, and turned into 4 surgeries. The 4 surgeries led to an 8-month stay for the Perez family, but only mom and daughter Rudy could stay. Dad was back home, a little over 4 hours away, missing his little girl and his wife. They were completely separated for 8 months. Once they finally received the discharge date, we got the call because they had a 2-week follow-up. They were eager to get back home, as you can imagine, but we were able to set up a celebration stay for Rudy and mom and dad. When I had the absolute privilege to meet the family face to face, they said everything was so incredible about this day. But the best part about this day is that it brought our family back together again. This was the stay that reunited us. For families like the Burge family, whose son Beckett was diagnosed with cancer at age 3, Beckett has to receive regular treatments at Children's. Chemo treatments, steroid treatments, and he'll be going through that for a few more years. Because of his condition, he has strict instructions that he's not able to travel further than an hour away from a major children's hospital. So for this particular stay, we wanted to make sure that Beckett would have a fun reason to come to Dallas. We set up a stay at the Gaylord with tickets to Legoland, and Beckett and his little sister and big sister Aubrey and best friend and biggest supporter in his journey of cancer were able to make memories that they could remember, ones that were a fun reason to come to Dallas instead of another treatment. For families like the Link family, Gavin and Dad traveled all the way from Pennsylvania. Gavin was no stranger to surgeries, as he had already had several at age 11. As we were leading into this day, Mrs. Link told me time and time again how fearful her son was and how she was so sad that she could not be here because she needed to stay back home in Pennsylvania to stay with their other 4 children. I assured her we would set up a fun stay, and we did. It was a stay with all things lions because Gavin loved lions. After they checked in, Mrs. Link called me within an hour and said, for the first time in a really long time, I heard a hint of a smile on my boy's lips. Thank you for changing his outlook. There was another family, single mom, 3 kids, traveled to Dallas for a quick appointment in Dallas. Expected to be here for a few hours, but once they got here, they needed to have an immediate procedure the next morning. It was late in the day, and this mom felt completely stuck as she was here with her 3 kiddos. no idea where to go or where to stay. We were able to pull together a really fun last-minute stay for them, send up amenities and snacks and milk and cookies for the kids, and have them make memories. I heard from the mom a couple days later. She texted me and she said, if it weren't for Operation Bliss, we were going to sleep in the car with my kiddos that night. I had no other option. There are also some heartbreaking cases. Eric Austin was diagnosed with terminal liver cancer in September 2018. He was 13 years old. Eric was originally given 2 months to live. After a little over a year of his diagnosis, we received the call because Eric had a warrior's heart and he was fighting hard. We were able to put together a stay for him and his family. Another stay that wasn't just about Eric coming to Dallas for a treatment, but this was a stay for his mom and dad and sister Jamie and twin brother Ethan to enjoy. As we were leading into the stay, I talked to Mrs. Austin and I said, how can we make this stay really, really special for Eric? She said, my boy loves wolves. In fact, he has been collecting some stuffed animal wolves for a while. He has a family of them. But he's been looking for the perfect, big, strong daddy stuffed wolf to complete his collection. Because he wants to be surrounded by those wolves when he's laid to rest. We found the best, big, strong daddy wolf we could and hosted the Austin family last year. And Eric got his wish as he was surrounded by his family as wolves when he passed this last July. Guys, we're not just a hotel stay. We're not just here for a hotel room or for fun gifts. We're here because we want to come alongside these families. We want to be an additional support and step in and root them on when they're going through heartache and say you have somebody else in your corner. We want to check on them and their kiddos after their procedure. We want to maybe make their night, one night, a tiny bit easier. So many of the families share with me that it was a night that we just felt like a normal family. Thank you for letting us feel normal for a night. We're here because we want to provide these families a small dose of bliss. We set up every stay with great intention and very impactful purpose. I'm proud to share with you that after 18 months of existence, we are up to 22 partnering hotels in DFW, and we have 5 medical facilities that refer families our way. We host families from all over. We've even hosted one from outside of the US. We've hosted up to 29 families, but I have a goal in 2021 to host 75, so I need a lot of help, and I plan to get to that goal. I want to show you one more photo. This photo was taken in 1993. I'm the chick in the green turtleneck. I was 10 years old, and my family lived in Tyler. So my friend Lauren had asked me to head to Dallas with her family for a one-night stay. It was December, so we experienced all things Christmas. I was so excited, because when you're from Tyler and you go to Dallas, it's kind of a big deal. I remember so much about the trip, but the best part was the hotel stay, because we stayed at a DoubleTree. And if you know DoubleTrees, when you check in, you get a freshly baked cookie. I remember talking to my mom and dad in the hotel room, telling them how fancy I was. I remember biting into that cookie, thinking, this is what luxury tastes like. It was a stay I'll always remember. At the beginning of this speech, I shared with you when Operation Bliss started and why a couple years back. But when I reflect on that photo, I wonder if it was forming a lot longer ago. Maybe my experiences were leading me to this. You see, guys, working for hotels is what I get paid for, but serving these families, it's what I was made for. I want to end with a video, and then we'll get back to having fun. I have always felt that hotels are magical. I have loved them since I was a child growing up, and to this day, I still get excited when I check into a hotel room.
The most memorable thing that I'll remember about Operation Bliss is just the fact that they went out of their way to make us feel welcome. Just the setting of the room, the gifts that they gave, really that they didn't have to.
Well, I was born with scoliosis, and 2 years ago I found out that I had to get surgery because it was very bad when I got older. So I went to Dallas, and my spinal cord was messing up, so they had to stop it, and I ended up having 4 surgeries.
Heartwarming
Kind.
and relaxing.
Some of these families have a child that received their medical diagnosis at birth, and some of these families just received the news of a new medical diagnosis with their child, and it's completely turned their world upside down. We want to step in and help be a joy for them, a resource, and a support.
The tumor was 70% of her abdomen. And we weren't even packed to stay the night. I had nothing. I had my clothes on my back and her diaper bag, that was it. And then we were there for 3 months. My favorite part about Operation Bliss was when we walked in the door and the girls came in screaming on the top of their lungs about everything in the room, and they ran in, opening all the doors and jumping on the bed and opening the refrigerator door. In 3 words, it would be magical, fantastic, and fun.
When I officially decided to start this organization, I was so excited to take my hotel industry knowledge and tie it in so I could be a contact, and providing a hotel stay for their child with customized amenities and experiences in the local area was something that I knew would help bring these families joy. We desire to be a support for these families, and we desire to love well in this organization.